Capricorn 28, a large aviary. Now Rudhyar focuses on that aspect, the spiritual messages side of this image, but Jones focused on the more pragmatic day-to-day side, which he tends to do. And the large aviary, a lot of birds flying around, making tweeting noises, and it just looks like a marketplace, really. A lot of people asking questions and receiving answers and moving quickly from one place to another, just like a marketplace. And the image that Jones has interpreted is that we're like that. We have this marketplace of our community where there's the butcher and the baker and the candlestick maker, and each of them does what they do, and each of them needs the services of the others in the community. I need a haircut, and my hairdresser needs to have his car mended, and the car mender needs to go to a doctor, and the doctor needs to consult an astrologer or whatever, and it all just goes round and around and around and around. And within that complex of life, everything is just the way it must be. And it kind of comes together in such a almost a mystical way to create everything that we need. Life doesn't have to be that way, but it is that way. And if you actually scale it up, you can start to understand that we have a symbiotic relationship with trees and so on. This is currently in very high relief because of the climate crisis that we're under. We've come to really understand as a species that what you do here affects something over there, and we're a global village, really. We have this sense of having to be a bit more mindful of what's going on elsewhere, because it matters. It just matters to us all. Now, Rudhyar's take on this is slightly different. He's kind of saying that in the midst of all of this bustling and chaos, it's important just to keep clear about what's going on, and most particularly where you're going. To have great clarity of direction, it's necessary in order to cope with the apparent chaos. It isn't chaotic, and it looks chaotic, but it is not chaos. There is order within the marketplace. There is order within the aviary. There is order within the movement of everything in the heavens. But it looks chaotic because we just don't understand the patterns. We can't distance ourselves far enough from the detail to see the overall patterns. And if you have a time-lapse photograph of a city, you'll see that all of the millions of movements actually make a very simple pattern. It's like an ebb and flow. And it has a daily rhythm, and it has a weekly rhythm, and it has other rhythms that are much more clearly seen if we take the overview. Now, when we do that, when we have a clear direction in our lives, and we tend to sort of take the position of the overview, you see what happens when you have a clear direction. You're here, and you want to be there in the distance. And that's what your attention is doing. It links here and now with there and then in your imagination. And that gives you a sense of supervision. You're looking at your immediate processes as to whether they serve your goal. And your goal is a track for you to walk upon. It's a very clear path. And the very next step you take is clearly defined because you have a goal. Those of us who do not have goals, we don't know where we're going. So we get pushed and pulled and tend to move around in circles. But those of us with a clear goal, we do know where we're going. We interpret every situation as being in keeping or not helpful towards realization of that goal. And so we make our choices more wisely. If we apply this idea to a spiritual seeker, then it's starting to make life a lot more manageable, because in every situation you can meet a person or be given a choice or a decision or an event to respond to. That's all there is in life, those kinds of things. And moment by moment, the spiritual seeker can ask the question, if I go in that direction, is that furthering my cause? And the cause is to one day achieve realization. If it does not, then it's better avoided. If it does, then it's better taken. It's that simple. Can we achieve realization? Most people think it's too high a goal, too high an aspiration. But I think we have to go beyond that. We have to be certain that if we continue to climb upwards and every step we take is upwards, there is no possibility other than reaching the top of the mountain. That's how it goes. So if all of your decisions are made towards the light, how can you ever arrive anywhere else but in the light?